Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio.
True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call
Ghost.
What's going on, man? Woo! How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 319, number 319 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to everybody to please spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live right now, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, of course, if you're not here with us to listen to us live, you can go ahead and go to the website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Every one of the episodes is there for you to download absolutely free. So once again, folks, make sure to bookmark that into your browsers, for Christ's sake, or phones, or whatever the hell you're using nowadays. And if you haven't already done so, follow me on goddamn Twitter, boy. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. Anyway, folks, now that we got all that out of the way, all right, I wanted to prelude, before we get into the crux of the matter, I wanted to prelude by saying that my apologies. I know I discussed yesterday in episode number 318 that I was going to dedicate this show to teaching folks how to take over the bureaucratic infrastructures of the Democrat and the Republican Party, and I described how the party supersedes state, federal, and local laws based upon the First Amendment, the right to assembly, so on and so forth. I'm going to wait on that, folks. There's just too much news at this point in time for me to discuss it. I mean, I just got to get to what's going on here. So, folks, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I will get to that broadcast in the future. But there are just so many things unraveling, and I'm telling you, there is so much suppression of information. I mean, are you starting to realize that this mainstream media is not a source of news gathering? All it is sensationalized yellow journalism / entertainment, for Christ's sake. That's all it is, and that's why I've always criticized those that only utilize the source of the boob tube mainstream media as their source of news gathering and information, especially in the goddamn day and age of the internet. And now that you got the internet on your phones, I don't get what the hell is your problem. I mean, you should be able to go out and gather all the news, all the information gathering necessary. I mean, hell, I know people always claim that they don't have the goddamn time. I don't have the time, Ghost. I don't have the time, Ghost. Oh, yeah? What are you doing while you're pinching a loaf in the goddamn bathroom for about a half hour? What the hell are you doing? I mean, that's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, you can no longer even entertain the idea that these talking heads on the boob tube in the mainstream media, or even in the mainstream print media, or in the radio media, any of these medias. I mean, in this day and age when everybody's got goddamn, what did Doc Brown say? in back. What did Doc Brown say to the Back to the Future engineer? Oh yeah, that's right. No wonder your president has to be an actor. Everybody has their own portable television studio. Yeah, y'all remember that? And you see, if you listened or watched the garbage that was going on yesterday in the damn second day of the Democratic Convention, you understand what the hell that means right now, don't you, boy? You understand what that means now, don't you, boy? So as I've stated, folks, all right, this Democratic Party has always been in cahoots with the damn liberal mainstream, lamestream media. They've been flaunting it in your faces, and people have been trying to deny it. No, it doesn't exist. No. Yeah, right. Look at you now. Look at you now. Now, folks, I'm going to get to the DNC leaks here in a little bit. I do want to spend a little bit of time on the second day of the Democratic Convention, because what a bunch of crap. I mean, this is starting to get utterly ridiculous. Now, folks, I was tweeting the delegates who walked out, who were a part of the Bernie delegation, in protest. Now, I don't know what the hell they expected to accomplish with that. That just goes to show you that these morons don't understand even the concept of party politics. You know, what people don't understand, folks, and, you know, I didn't want to get to this. I wanted to get to this today, but I'll get to it another day. When it comes to the internal politics of parties, you have to understand the rules, and moreover, you have to influence those that are a part of the delegation to vote on the rules. And you see, that's what, and I don't want to get into an extensive debate about this, but that's what Ted Cruz was trying to do. That's why whenever they talk about the Cruz crew and free the delegates and all this crap, remember they had that primary in Colorado? Nobody even voted. They gave the goddamn delegates to Ted Cruz. You remember that? Folks, the reason is because Ted Cruz went out there and started schmoozing with the damn delegates. And folks, it is not illegal, believe it or not. It is not illegal to offer delegates, if you're a candidate, believe it or not, this is not illegal. This is why I told you folks yesterday that the idea of political parties trumps, with no pun intended, the federal, state, and local laws, folks. That's why this Democratic Party can outright get away with fraud, and there's nothing that the federal government can do about it. Because, folks, as I alluded to yesterday, the First Amendment, I know everybody loves the freedom of speech, everybody loves freedom of press, and I think you need to reanalyze the freedom of press as well. We'll talk about that here in a second. You got the freedom of religion, and you got the freedom of assembly. Now, what the hell does that mean? And people don't understand what that means. It's political parties. It's the right to assemble. And remember, this is a government made for the people and by the people. That's why you people that talk about democracy all the time, this was a constitutional republic, a representative government. A representative of whom, you ask? A representative of those that nominate candidates into the races for public office. That's why when you have certain seats that run unopposed, they just give it to whatever party is running in that particular precinct or senator area or Congress, whatever. I'm telling you this right now. You people don't understand, and I hope that you're getting a good whiff of understanding the freedom of assembly, and you understand how it applies that these parties are above the law. Do you understand? I mean, folks, why do you think I came back? First thing I said when these guys in the Republican Party were trying to rob Trump of the goddamn nomination, I was talking about doxing the delegates. Y'all remember that? And if you don't remember it, go look back in the goddamn archive, for Christ's sake. And you know what? Do you remember here recently when this was about a week ago, right before the Republican National Convention, I tweeted out as the Rules Committee was meeting prior to the Republican National Convention, I tweeted at the Rules Committee and said, hey, you better not try to pull any totalitarian tactics. We have your room numbers, we know who you are, and we're going to ask you a few questions. And you had the cruise crew crying to the FBI. I think I had about, 15, 20 different tweets at the FBI saying, oh, that's a threat. That's a threat. Are you kidding me, you stupid morons? This is what you people don't understand, all right? Unless I am physically, which I have never advocated, by the way. There's a whole bunch of documented evidence that states that I have never advocated violence. The whole reason why I make people's information public is because they're advocating goddamn violence. All right? Anyway, you had them tweeting at the FBI saying that I was making threats, and the FBI didn't do a damn thing, all right? And you want to know why, folks? Because this is the freedom of assembly. The FBI cannot interfere legally based on constitutional law into the Democratic Party's internal structure. You see, folks, let me compare this to the church. That's right, that same amendment, First Amendment, freedom of religion. Freedom of religion. Well, what the hell does that mean? That means you got the freedom to gather and pray and, worship whatever deity, whatever creator, whatever it is that you worship, for Christ's sake. And based upon that, your institution of religion supersedes federal and state law. Now, the only time in which, excuse me, man, I'm sorry, it's been raining out here in Austin, Texas. I think it's bringing in some crap, so, I'm sorry if, my voice sounds like it's going off keister here, all right? But, hey, the whole reason why these religious institutions, with the exception of Lyndon Baines Johnson's little law where he passed, where religious institutions will lose their nonprofit status if they decide to talk politics from the pulpit. That's the only time in which the institution of religion, based upon the First Amendment, was infringed upon that First Amendment right. And I think that religious institutions don't even argue this. They just accepted it because they were scared and they didn't want their nonprofit status, null and void. But, that was the first instance in which the government infringed upon the religious institutions. Now, let me explain when the government didn't do it. You remember these guys, and it's still happening, for Christ's sake, this Catholic Church. That's right, this goddamn Catholic Church. You noticed how the Catholic Church had all these different molestations and different, what are they, rabbis? I know, just priests, whatever, all right? They had all these molestations going on, and why didn't any federal authority just go in and raid the institution of the Catholic Church? Because as the same way and the same constitutional law that applies to the freedom of assembly to political parties, the same thing applies to churches as well. Now, the bad part about it is, that particular situation was infringed upon as well by the federal government. And that's a precedent that a lot of folks still remember, and they still understand that it was a very important precedent, and it was enforced by Bill Clinton. It was enforced by Janet Reno, and I was talking about a little place called Waco. That's right, Waco, for Christ's sake. That's when the government infringed upon that First Amendment element of the Constitution. You understand that, these rights, based upon the legalities of the Constitution. Why do you think that there's a judicial system, there's constitutional scholars, and all this crap? This is how you interpret language in the judicial system. You have to interpret language in the literal sense. in the literal legalese sense. Now, when the government infringed upon Waco and went in, and look, what they did is they didn't infringe upon the institution of religion based upon their Seventh-day Adventist beliefs. Remember, the institution of government that went into Waco was the ATF, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Bureaucracy. And remember, lest we forget, that the Branch Davidians were not stockpiling guns, all right? They were gun dealers, and that's how they supplied their whatever offshoot, whatever crack pipe religion it was. I don't know. I never understood their religion, but regardless of what it was, it's supposed to be protected by the First Goddamn Amendment. And them being licensed arms dealers, that right should have been protected by the Second Amendment. And you see, folks, you see how this government slowly trampled on that? You see, that's what makes Waco such a big deal. Most people think of it as a bunch of crazies. This is what the government narrative was. This is what they fed us. You know, that it was, David Koresh. He thought he was Jesus. He was going around and sleeping with, the teenage flock, which was a bunch of garbage. And the congressional testimony comes and says that, all right? They said he was a kookster or whatever the case might be. The whole reason why they went in there, folks, was because they were stockpiling weapons and they were combining the institution of the First Amendment as it pertains to freedom of religion. Because remember, nobody raided the Catholic Church when they were molesting millions of kids out here. Okay? So that's why you need to make sure why and how, based upon the constitutional legality, on why Waco happened. Because remember, it was the ATF that invaded. The ATF, literally, to be honest with you, if you look at the footage, they were shooting themselves. They were so incompetent. I'm sorry. I'm not joking. And look, I don't want to get into the whole debate about that, but literally, that's what they were doing. They were trying to trample on the Second Amendment by saying they were stockpiling guns or whatever the case might be, and then trampled on the First Amendment based upon the freedom of religion. And you see, they killed two birds with one stone, and that's really what that represented. It was the first time the government had ever went in and basically gunned down people for whatever. And ever since that precedent, folks, you've seen a militarization of the police. You've seen a lot of different shootings and, people going into law enforcement, or I shouldn't say law enforcement, but authorities, federal authorities, local state authorities is going into people's homes, trampling on the search and seizures Constitution amendments. They're trampling on our rights. And you see, folks, I just think that you people need to stop and realize that the bureaucrats that are in charge of all this, remember, lest we forget that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all lawyers, okay? All lawyers. They understand legalese. Remember, this man, Bill Clinton, redefined oral sex based upon the legalities of it. He literally, based upon his acquittal of perjury, okay, the legal precedent of you having oral sex is the equivalent of a handshake. All right? I'm serious. I'm not joking. So all I'm saying, all right? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, look, I don't want to get into this. I didn't mean to get off keister here, but the reason I went into this whole soliloquy about the institution of assembly as it's based upon the First Goddamn Amendment as it relates to the parties, that's why these parties are able to get away with whatever they want to get away with. Because And this is why, Bernie Sanders, folks, if you're listening, you need to realize that what you did out there and walking out like a bunch of pissed off, petulant children was, with all due respect, the most stupidest garbage you could have done, all right? Because literally what these delegates could have done, they could have persuaded, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? I mean, that's what politics is about. You're supposed to, convey, debate, have a debate, try to convey other delegates to see your perspective, to vote your potential perspective if that perspective comes onto the agenda of the damn floor of your party, so on and so forth, okay? And instead of doing that, and you see, this is the problem. Nobody teaches people how to conduct themselves. Not even the party is going to teach you how to conduct yourself. Go out there right now and try to, join the Democratic Party, try to join the Republican Party. They're not going to tell you a goddamn thing. You know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, oh, well, you want to volunteer? Well, let's go ahead. Can you serve food at the next event? I'm serious. That's how it is. All right? I mean, they ain't going to tell you about procedure. They ain't going to tell you about none of this garbage. All right? And what the Bernie Sanders delegation should have done is they should have done, and it should have started way before the goddamn convention. They should have, used some of Bernie's money, or I don't know how that works, but somebody should have funded the delegation. All right? Some pro-Bernie person, some pro-Bernie bro super PAC, whatever the hell, should have funded the most articulate and well-spoken factions of the Bernie delegation and sent them to talk to those that were supposedly already for Hillary, and so on and so forth, and have a debate. And if they're just obstinate based upon just bias, not based upon the party platform, because literally you can I don't want to get into all this, man. You see, that's why I'm saying I got so much news to talk about. Anyway, look. Bottom line is, based upon the freedom of assembly, these two parties can do whatever the hell they want, okay? And the only reason Trump was able to overtake the parties usurping, and even at the damn Republican convention, they tried to misstep him and make him look like he had egg on his face. But the only reason that he was able to do it is because he had the majority of the delegates. And then right when Ted Cruz was doing his supposed grassroots crap, and let me get back to Ted Cruz. I forgot. I went off keister here. It's not illegal to go up, as Ted Cruz was doing, like in Colorado when they didn't have a damn primary, this Republican primary. You can go to delegates. El Rato could go up to delegates and say, hi, I'd like for you to vote for me on the delegation roll call. And if you do, if I happen to become president, I'll make sure that you were invited to the White House. You can stay in the Lincoln bedroom. I'll even, you know what? And depending on what your state is, if your state has more delegates on the Electoral College than others, I mean, the prizes and the perks get. And this is all legal, folks. This is all legal. And that's why the Cruz crew was pissed off. I mean, truth be told, all right? They weren't pissed off because Ted Cruz was their boy. They were pissed off because they were delegates. That's why they're like, free the delegates, please, free the delegates. They wanted to free the delegates because if Ted Cruz was to somehow usurp the nomination and become the president, they'd be riding with him on Air Force One every now and then. I'm not kidding. This is how this garbage works. This is how this garbage works, and it's legal. The only thing that isn't legal is, certain campaign finance. And let me tell you something about campaign finance laws. Those laws are put there every 4 years, every 8 years. They always revitalize the campaign finance laws, and it's basically both parties trying to stick it to each other so that they can find one or two of their people. You see, look at that. He misplaced that. Look, he ate dinner right there, and that was a campaign contribution. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just a game that these stupid politicians, or actually, it's the parties that they play on each other. But it's all legal. I mean, when it comes to campaign finance, you can't. I mean, Cruz couldn't go up to people and start giving them money, making it rain on delegates or anything. I mean, I'm sure that's what he'd like to do. Old El Rato would love to, go out here and make it rain on delegates. These geriatrics that he was swooning and all this other crap, but he can't do that. So he could legally give them perks. Even now, if he has some use of a private jet because some corporation is allowing him to use it, which is legal based upon certain campaign laws. That's why there's lawyers for all this campaign crap. But anything else is fair game. I'm telling you, Cruz could be like, you know what, I'll go out, I'll have lunch with you. As soon as you cast your vote. I mean, seriously, he can, any perk he wants. And the only reason that Donald Trump was able to do so, folks, is because Paul Manafort and Roger Stone worked their asses off working those delegates, all right? Worked their asses off working those delegates. And I don't want to thank those gentlemen, folks, because they are the brains behind Donald Trump's campaign. And not his foreign policies. I mean, Trump is his own man. But when it comes to him working this bureaucratic Republican infrastructure, these gentlemen were the ones that made him crush the Never Trump crowd. And, that's why these people thought that, and if y'all haven't looked at it, go back to the goddamn time when the cruisers, I think it was on that Tuesday, they tried to have a damn motion to reestablish the rules on the floor to so-called free the delegates. That's why they thought that their rule superseded your vote. Because, folks, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on. I'm sorry, folks. Their freedom of assembly supersedes your meaningless vote, legally and based upon the Constitution. That's why I had to come back. I had to do some damage. Well, the Capitalist Army had to do some damage. Let me rephrase that. Capitalist Army had to do some damage, and, we made sure that we put enough pressure on the Republican Party that these sons of bitches were not going to do that because there was an overwhelming amount of people. I mean, there were debates amongst the RNC, saying, hey, what are you going to do? You're going to usurp the nomination? I mean, Trump has brought a tremendous amount of people to the party. I mean, he's opened up the party to new horizons. I mean, he could get other Republicans elected just based upon this popularity, and henceforth, that's why they were able to win the delegates, and that's why the man is the nominee. Anyway, look, I'm going on and on here. I did want to go over this Democratic National Convention, but I don't want to go over it too much because I thought it was an utter joke. All right? Utter joke. Did y'all see Hillary Rotten Clinton in the red Mao Zedong suit, on that big Megatron overlooking everybody like she's goddamn Big Brother, saying, hi, with that kooky-ass eyeballs, hi, I'm Hillary Clinton. And I don't know, after that I was like, good God, is this bitch actually wearing a Mao Zedong suit? She is. I mean, you noticed this, right? She's putting it in your face. I mean, haven't you noticed, folks, that she's wearing that Mao Zedong, that freaking top, that peasant Chinese crap. Because that's why Mao Zedong wore that stupid, silly outfit. He was trying to represent himself as a member of the peasantry, and that's why he wore it, believe it or not. I mean, I don't want to get into Mao Zedong history, but that's why he wore it. This broad is throwing it in your goddamn face. She's throwing it in your face, man. She's like, look, I don't care. I'm gonna steal this election. I'm gonna steal your votes. I don't care. I'm a creature of the Red Book. I mean, seriously. And then she had some scared little girl that she was holding there, like she was like holding hostage, for Christ's sake. Did y'all see that? If y'all haven't seen that, that is something to look at, because I can't believe that people are actually looking at this, that are delegates or supposed delegates in the Democratic convention there, and are not feeling a sense of intelligence insulting after that. I'm sorry. And not to mention the festivities, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, who the hell was this broad? Was it Elizabeth Banks? I mean, what the hell? Who the hell is this broad? And not to mention, folks, what the Democrats did with Elizabeth Banks is completely against the whole rule structure of the Democratic Party. I mean, literally, I don't know if y'all saw the Republican convention. They didn't have anybody on there, hosting anything. The only person that was able to go up there and make some kind of speech or introduce people are people, the man that had the gavel and is the chair of the damn convention, all right? And if there was somebody introducing somebody, they were speaking themselves first, and then they were introducing somebody else. There was no main person that was out there hosting the goddamn freaking Republican convention like it was a freaking award show. I mean, what the hell? I mean, is Elizabeth Banks now the interim chair of the Democratic Party? I mean, you see, that's how stupid the delegates are in the Democratic Party, because I would have called for a motion, and I would have talked to all the delegates, and I would have called for a motion and say, what the hell is this? Who is Elizabeth Banks the chair? I mean, we want some kind of a rules clarification on who the goddamn chair is, and we want them to basically set the agenda and continue the agenda as it relates to the convention. This is a goddamn Democratic convention, for Christ's sake. This isn't some teen award show. They're not giving out surfboards here. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. And, well, I mean, look, we talked about the lineup yesterday at the DNC. Oh, man, did they juice 9/11, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. Oh, good God. And we expected this. If you listened to the show yesterday, I talked about the lineup. But good Lord, what a disgusting piece of garbage. And not to mention, folks, they tried to use some, I don't know, there was a fireman or a detective or somebody that was out there in 9/11, was trying to claim that somehow Donald Trump profited off of 9/11, which is absolutely false. That's why they had to give a lowball number of $150 grand. You know, $150 grand is tip money, man. You understand that? I'm sure Donald Trump's toilet seat, man, is $150 grand. And he's going to rip people. I mean, this is just disgusting. And then secondly, that he was nowhere to be found after 9/11. Folks, I tweeted last night footage of Donald Trump being interviewed by a foreign media service. I believe it was German or French, something of that nature. Somebody from Europe. He was on the ground on 9/11 right after the damn towers came down. So don't give me this crap. Don't give me this garbage. I cannot believe that they could sit here and pull this garbage off, that somehow Donald Trump didn't give two rats' asses about 9/11. I tweeted that damn clip. I mean, he was out there, for Christ's sake. Where the hell were you? Huh? I mean, you know, I look, with all due respect, I don't even know if this is a cop. I mean, people were starting to tweet during, certain elements of the underground politics of the internet. I'm talking poll, I'm talking other underground which I appreciate, by the way. Much props. That this guy wasn't even a real cop. As a matter of fact, here's a tweet right here. That's Mimi. That wasn't even a real cop. That was an actor. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, folks, I don't know if y'all saw a retweet. I believe the Reddit crew out there that listens got this. There's a Craigslist ad right there in the Democratic National Convention for actors. Here it is right here. I mean, you can look down at my timeline. It says, actors needed for National Convention, Philadelphia, looking for 700 people to be utilized as actors during the National Convention. We currently have a number of empty seats that need to be filled, and we are currently removing a number of people and need to refill these seats for the remainder of the conference. You see why I told you idiots that these burn victim delegation that walked out just screwed themselves? And look, there's really nothing anybody can do. That's why I made that whole soliloquy about the freedom of assembly. There's nothing anybody can do about this, all right? So when you hear, cheers and yays and glee coming on here in the next couple of days, as a matter of fact, I started thinking that they started pushing in these people right as Slick Willie started, coming on and made that ridiculous, long and boring and pointless speech. But look, this is what I'm saying. Look, they're starting it off at $50 a night, but I'm sure if you can give a good story, or if you have a face that has a mental like a deformity or mental retardation or something of that nature, they throw you on the stage and just say, Hillary Clinton loved me. I mean, give me a freaking break. All right? Give me a damn break. You know what? I need a beer after that garbage. Give me a damn break. Oh my God! Here, let me give. And not to mention, I need a beer because I'm done talking about the DNC because that was a joke. Elizabeth Banks is the goddamn chair, for Christ's sake. Give me a damn break. And look, there's nothing anybody can do about this. I mean, they can fill in those seats with whoever the hell they want. I mean, that's why I keep telling you folks. I mean, these parties trump federal and state and local governments. There's nothing they can do about it. As a matter of fact, the parties can control the candidates. I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. Now, I don't want to get into all that, but look, folks. Let me calm my ass down because I know everybody wants to talk about the DNC leaks, but I want to just get over a couple of things, and then we'll get into it. All right. Now, aside from the DNC and the ridiculousness, the award showness, them trying to politically extort 9/11, even though I didn't hear the words Islamic terrorism, they did say terrorism once, but I've yet to hear Islamic terrorism, folks. And moreover, I haven't seen a flag. I haven't seen an American flag. And now that everyone is making a stink about that, I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Drudge also pointed out the fact that there was no American flags at the Democratic Party. They're going to bring in one little small flag so that everybody can be appeased and all this nonsense. Do you understand that? I mean, give me a goddamn break. I mean, what a joke. I can't believe this garbage. But you see, what is the delegation? I mean, look at those people when they pan to the camera. These people are mental zombies. These people are idiots. These people have way too much time on their hands. They're probably on psychotropic drugs. I don't know if you noticed yesterday, folks, after they got the whole Bernie Sanders Feel the Burn delegation out of the building, there were a bunch of speakers that came up. And even when they were speaking, they were all talking to each other, playing Pokemon Go, or I don't know what the hell they were doing. I mean, even when Howard Dean came out, and did you see Howard Dean? Man, what a drunk. What an utter drunk. I mean, wait till the goddamn after party, you stupid, silly bastard. No wonder you didn't end up president, you stupid. I mean, he sounded drunk. And if he wasn't drunk, he was on something, in my opinion, all right? But even he was taken back at the fact that he was speaking and wasn't getting the respect and the undivided attention that I think that he deserved, because all these people, when they pan to the goddamn crowd out here, this damn delegation are stupid. They're dumb. I mean, that's why I can at least say on the Republican side there were still some adults, still somewhat adults within the Republican Party. I mean, there's still an element of maturity there. There was couth. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, enough of the Democratic convention. I know today's the third day. Slick Willie gave this goddamn stupid speech about Hillary Rotten, how he saw her floating in the air, and, oh, she was so great, and how I love thee on a summer's day, and I combed her hair in an old house in Arkansas, and we loved each other. I mean, give me a goddamn break there, Bill, all right? I'm serious. You've laid more pipe out here in the country than Roto-Rooter, all right? You've laid more pipe out in this goddamn son of a bitch than the Keystone Pipeline. You people are fucking... I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't stand ridiculousness. I can't stand it. I can't. I can't stand that people still fall for this garbage, man. Did y'all hear Bill, for Christ's sake? I mean, good God. And not to mention, he was shaking, like, he didn't look very good. He got the Michael J. Fox and the Shakes going on, if you understand my drift. I'm sorry. And for you folks that don't know, I used to have a band, Michael J. Fox and the Shakes, and people thought that was offensive, so we don't have the band anymore, all right? But he looked a little shaky, to say the least, man. I'm not kidding around. Not to mention, they caked on the spackle on this son of a bitch, because I've seen a few pictures of this guy when he's pictured out there walking around, wandering around, wherever the hell he is, and this son of a bitch looks like he's either got acne or he's got the AIDS or something. I don't know. But this son of a bitch is trying to make Hillary sound like, it was the best thing that ever happened to him. I mean, I just couldn't believe it, man. And he had all these zombies. He's the only person that had their undivided attention aside from freaking Meryl Streep. But he had Slick Willie just, I saw Hillary. I loved her very much. And I told her, I'm going to be King Ding-a-ling. She didn't believe me. Tried to ask her to marry me 2 or 3 times. So I finally raped the bitch. And she finally married me. And ever since then, we've had that understanding. I'm going to sexually and physically abuse him. And you go out there and you emotionally and mentally abuse him. Okay, Hillary? All right? That's right, I'm Slick Willie, boy. I mean, I'd get this idiot off the stage already. I've had about enough. I hate Bill Clinton, man. I'm serious. Or the Clinton crime family in general, man. How these people sleep at night is beyond me. I'm sure his own brain is deteriorating right now from all the just bodies and all the just crime, all the crap that he's done, him and his wife, for Christ's sake. Good God. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be going off keister here. All right, let me move on to some positive news here. Trump takes a 7% lead in the latest general election poll against Hillary Rotten Clinton, baby. That ain't very good, baby. That ain't very good at all. And let me tell you something right now. Oh, yeah, I forgot. People on Twitter were asking me, what the hell were you talking about as it related to Bill Clinton coming on the stage? Did y'all hear that porno music that he came on the stage with? That heavy slap bass, that bounce, I mean, they're just throwing it in your face. People were asking me about that. I commented on that on Twitter, and that's why people on Twitter were asking me what the hell I meant by that, for Christ's sake. But that's what they did. But anyway, I'm glad that we are taking, and I'm talking about the Trump train, I'm talking about the capitalist army, a 7% lead in a national poll against Hillary Rotten Clinton. I think that Hillary Rotten Clinton doesn't stand a chance, and I'd be very wary, folks. Keep your eyes open for a major, I wouldn't call it a false flag, but some attack or some, something nefarious happening, so that they can take all the attention away from the negativity, from the DNC leaks, from Hillary Rotten Clinton being a above-the-law scumbag, so on and so forth, all right? They're going to do something, so I'm not going to harp on this too much, no pun intended, but be aware that there could potentially be a goddamn false flag or some goddamn episode of violence or some goddamn episode of, or some event, let's put it that way, that's going to take everybody's minds away from all the corruption that is being unearthed in every direction as it relates to the Democrats and those on the left and even the political establishment on the right. They're going to do whatever it takes. So keep your eyes open for anything, folks. I'm telling you this right now. Any kind of, quote, exercises, any kind of training of any military or any of that garbage, all right? Because I'm telling you, I think the Democrats are getting really desperate, for Christ's sake. Really, really desperate, all right? And let me tell you, it's going to get worse for them in this new data dump of information that's going to be coming out here real soon, all right? Now, folks, And you know, based upon this poll, this 7% lead, it's even got Barack Obama, old long-legged Mac Daddy over here, even succumbing to the fact when asked, "Do you think Trump will win, Mr. President?" Anything's possible. I mean, that's what he said. Now, remember when he said, no, he'll never be president, he'll never be president. Now anything's possible, huh, boy? Woo! Oh, my God. Anyway, look, I want to talk a little bit about the DNC leaks, because I know that's why everybody is here. Everybody wants to know what the hell's going on. And the only reason I'm going to say this now is because Julian Assange finally came out and alluded to this. And, you know, I think it's okay for me to talk about it. Now, folks, I didn't discuss this particular case that came out. And this case came out around July 11th, July 10th. And for you folks that are unaware, I'm talking about this Democratic National Committee staffer who was murdered miraculously, shot a few times and once in the back. And, of course, the D.C. police, they have no suspects. They have nothing. But what makes this very, very interesting, folks, is that this man, Seth Rich, I believe is his name, Seth Rich, this man worked in the communications department within the Democratic Party. All right? Now, what he did is he would actually create programs for the Democratic Party's website. You know, he's a programmer. He was able to, you know, program things. He's, you know, to make the website more interactive with those that are trying to donate or trying to interact with the Democratic Party. He was part of the communications. He understood the internet, okay? Now, I can tell you right now that the Russians had nothing to do with the goddamn hack, all right? They have nothing to do with it. Why the Democrats are doing this? Well, it'll all come clear when you look up who this kid was. And this happened very, 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 not too long ago, as a matter of fact, man. It happened July 11th, all right? Remember, the supposed hack on the DNC was first made public in May. Okay, then this kid, Seth Rich, who was, you know, a national staff member, committee staff member in charge of communication. And look, this is what the Democrats are labeling as label. I think he was a lot more than that. But anyway, folks, this kid is the source of the majority of the information that is going to be dumped and has been dumped as it relates to the the WikiLeaks DNC leaks. All right, folks. Now I'm going to go ahead and tweet this Washington Post article of who this kid was, and you know, and how he was killed, and how there's no suspects. And, of course, it's in Washington, D.C. And, folks, did you know that they've been harping on making Washington, D.C. its own state? Huh? I mean, why is that? I mean, why is that? I mean, I'm just saying, ask yourself these questions, all right? Ask yourself these goddamn questions. All right, hold on just one second. Let me go ahead and put some hashtags on these, and I'm going to go ahead and tweet out this goddamn article so that everybody understands what's going on here, all right? Because this is not a goddamn joke, all right? I mean, the Russians have nothing to do with the goddamn hack, and the only reason that the Democrats are pushing this narrative because they know that the person that is in charge of, or the person that got this information, that aggregated this data, was somebody that was within their own organization. Now, here it is right here, folks. I just tweeted the article. It's a July 11th article, Washington Post article here. All right? Seth Conrad Rich, 27, shot dead early Sunday. And this is the DNC leaker right here for the majority of the information, okay? for the majority. And you see, this is why Julian Assange released this information right before the DNC convention, because he knows exactly the source. And he knows that this information cost this person his life. Just like the information that what now is Chelsea Manning, that is serving in Leavenworth right now, cost that person their freedom. You understand? So I'm just saying. All right? I'm just saying. And folks, this person would have the access to aggregate all this data. He's the communications staffer. Look, if he was writing programs to make the website more interactive, I mean, give me a break. This was a smart kid. I mean, this guy was obviously somebody who understood the internets, to say the least, all right? And I'm sure that this kid was reading this garbage. And look, like with anybody else, you believe in something. I'm sure this kid probably believed in something, just like everybody believes in something. And then when you see the internal workings of it and see that it's nothing but a bunch of corrupt criminality, that's when you make a choice in life. I mean, you're going to be a soulless, disgusting, filthy criminal, or are you going to do something about it, for Christ's sake, all right? So I'm just saying, all right? Oh, and look, you know, as I do this, you know, isn't this quaint, all right? Isn't this quaint here, all right? Speaking of D.C., Washington Union Station evacuated because of a bomb threat. Here we go right here, okay? Now, folks, look, I'm telling you this right now, and I just alluded to this prior to the DNC leak situation here. These people are going to pull off something, all right? And please understand that they're doing this to try to take off the scent of what's going on. Because really, it's not the importance of the information that's coming out of the DNC leak. Because, look, they're trying to handle it like Nicolas Maduro is handling his freaking crash of a socialist system right now in Venezuela. Everybody is freaking starving to death. People are eating their own cats and dogs, for Christ's sake. People are not even getting medicines. I mean, all this crap. All right, but you ask Nicolas Maduro and the people that he's got paid out there to worship it every time he has a photo op, for Christ's sake, everything's great. Everything's gravy. So that's why I'm saying, folks, okay, this is why Julian Assange released this information right before the DNC. It is purposeful. I mean, look, Julian Assange is not a Trump supporter, okay? All right, I mean, Julian Assange is actually a leftist, man. I mean, he actually is, you know, a classic liberal, to be honest with you. Now, why would he do this against the DNC? Because he is dedicated to an anti-corruption, anti-criminality frame of mind. And let me tell you something. I want to say cheers, first of all, to Julian Assange for releasing this information, first and foremost, because not only, like I said, it's not the information itself, it's how it was obtained, all right? How it was obtained. That's really the whole story of the information. It's not the information itself, it's how it's obtained. Why do you think the Democrats want to spin this narrative that it was Russia that did this garbage? I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's stupid. And you know why Paul Ryan, Mr. Institutionalist Republican, is calling for Russia to stop interfering in our elections? Nah. Because, folks, he doesn't know what the hell was pulled by this staffer. I'm telling you this right now. What the information that has been obtained, and it's going to be gradually and incrementally dumped, okay, is going to basically throw the whole goddamn system of Washington under the bus. Because everybody is complicit. And look, the next data dump is going to basically reinforce everything that I just said. All right? So, like I stated, okay, I personally believe, and look, people are saying, hey, he might be a free man if Trump is elected. No, he's not. I mean, you heard Donald Trump. He said that he would prosecute Edward Snowden. You know, he would prosecute Edward Snowden, and believe it or not, the whole reason why he is trapped in the Ecuador embassy in Britannia, I'm talking about Julian Assange, is because he's wanted on a trumped-up, no pun intended, trumped-up rape charge that was from Sweden, I think it is. And, is it Sweden? I mean, before I start talking garbage, if it is Sweden, the irony of that. Now you've got, rapings from wild Yehudis like it's no big deal, and now that's basically it. But aside from that, I think that what he's done at this point in time, he is public enemy number 2 next to Edward Snowden as it relates to information. Now, I don't know how much more information Edward Snowden has, but I know for a fact as long as Julian Assange is protected in that Ecuador embassy in Britannia, he's going to continue to dump data. And, he's at a point now where it's cabin fever, and he doesn't really care. He's ride or die for Julian Assange. And I want to say cheers to Julian Assange first and foremost, okay? We may not agree politically, but what he has done, and him putting his name, his organization's name on this, has put him in dire straits, in dire jeopardy. I would not be surprised if Interpol agents or somebody bust down into the goddamn embassy of Ecuador and snag this poor bastard, because I'm telling you, the information that he has is unbelievable. All right, unbelievable. But anyway, folks, once again, the DNC leaker of most of the information is 27-year-old Seth Conrad Rich, a victim of some precarious shooting. Of course, nobody knows who did it. He was walking around at 4 in the morning, shot a few times, once in the back. So, you read that for what you will. Now, why am I saying this? Well, because, folks, I know I've got, independent journalists. I know I've got people who listen to this broadcast. I've given you the breadcrumbs right now, all right? All you've got to do is put everything together, all right? You've got to put everything together if you want to make the story, if you want to be the Woodward and Bernstein that brings down the government, okay? Because I'm telling you, it's all right there. All right there. And that's why you've got all these idiots claiming that it's Russia, even though Russia, I'm telling you, if they had this information, they would not be releasing it for free because they want Trump goddamn elected. That's stupid. That is stupid. They would blackmail the bejesus out of each and every one of those Democratic internal workers so that they can curb the whole idea of policy, so they can influence the government itself, so they can bring in their double agents, so they can bring in their people, so they can blackmail folks. They're going to give the goddamn information for free. The only person that would give out the information for free is a true hacker that doesn't, and let me tell you, there are still those that are out there, like Julian Assange, mind you, because this, I think this man goes back to the 90s, and, there was a certain trio of hackers back then. There was, some kind of ethics, for Christ's sake, but, then everybody, got these stupid programs that were pre-written by a bunch of programmers that had more time on their hands than goddamn sense. And then they made, these programs make it easy for these damn 12-year-olds to hack everything, and it's pathetic. There's no skill whatsoever. But anyway, it's not even about the skill. Once you aggregate the data, you make the data public. There's no sense in trying to extort people out of data, that sort of thing. If you know that somebody is committing crime, if you know that what's going on and you have the information of what's going on, these people are corrupt and disgusting and filthy as hell, all right? I think that everybody needs to understand what the hell's going on here. And look, people are, tweeting at me saying, hey, look, Ghost, you're going to have ice cream trucks again outside your house and that sort of thing. Hey, look, I don't care anymore, okay? If at this point, if we do nothing, then we're nothing. We don't do anything, then we don't deserve anything. I mean, all the money that I've got saved up, it doesn't mean dick. If we're in totalitarianism, if we got corruption and criminals and all these people running amok, and we don't have civility, and we don't have law and order, you know, when we can't walk down the streets at night any longer, when honest people are a rarity. Oh, excuse me, folks. I don't mean to be getting choked up there, folks, but I mean, somebody has to do something. You know, when I see Julian Assange, when I see this young Democratic staffer, man, Seth Conrad Rich, do not forget this young man's name, because the DNC emails cost this young man his life. And the reason it did was because, well, who knows what information he had. And you see, because it happened in Washington, D.C., he was murdered. They're looking for a motive. D.C. can go right into his apartment, take his computers, take everything, and then they find out what's going on. I mean, do you understand why all this happened? The Democrats acted as if they were semi-prepared for this crap. So that's all I'm saying. You people need to connect the dots. And if you're a journalist that wants to make a name for yourself, here it is right here, man. All right? Because let me tell you, Julian Assange is not going to outright say it. He alluded to it, but he ain't going to outright say it. All right? And look, there have been some people who read the cryptic message that Julian Assange was sending in an interview and already started assuming that this was this guy, and it is this guy. All right? I mean, just connect the dots for yourself. I mean, if you're in D.C., I mean, you just need to go ask people, all right? Go ask his friends. Go see who he drank with. Go ask his parents. You know, I mean, legit. I'm not talking trolling here. I mean, if you understand how to gather the information, put all the pieces together, then you can bring down this disgusting, filthy criminal enterprise that is the American government. I'm serious, folks, all right, because what this young man did, he did it out of conscience. He didn't do anything. He didn't want Trump to win, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. And look at this. I mean, I'm telling you, man, right when I do my show, everything just... Now, according to Paul Manafort, and I want to thank the person for tweeting this at me, Hillary Clinton just admitted her emails are a, quote, national security issue. Huh? What about her emails? Huh? I mean, the DNC emails are a national security issue. I mean, give me a break. No, I just retweeted. Hillary Clinton just admitted her emails are a national security issue. So she can pass this off on Russia. And yet this broad wants to be in charge. Do you understand how serious the information is? And not just the information, but how it was obtained. That, you know, you got all these people talking, on both sides of their mouths. You got Hillary Clinton now saying that her emails are a national security issue. You got Paul Ryan out here trying to say, Russia, stay out of our elections. Why are both sides trying to play this narrative, folks? Because they're both complicit. Do you understand that? They're both complicit, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, folks. Look, I know I've kind of went over here. I know I'm supposed to go to Twitter shout-outs, but look, I want to underscore something, all right? Politics is serious business, all right? And I know that these Bernie Sanders people are, you know, mad, and they think that walkouts, and they think that all this crap is gonna somehow make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. You know what makes a difference? Understanding how to infiltrate these stupid systems. That's what makes a difference. I mean, doing what Nigel Farage did out there and across the pond, out there in Brexit, for Christ's sake, almost 20 years. 20 years he was trying. And let me tell you something about Nigel Farage, folks. I mean, it's not like he was trying to get out of the European Union. It's not like he was trying to get Britannia out of the European Union and he went off scot-free. I mean, folks, this man's wheels came off of his car, his plane crashed, survived it all. But I'm just telling you this right now, man, when you stand up and you start recognizing the criminality that really runs this world, for Christ's sake, it starts to become a little bit more real, doesn't it, boy, huh? When things start getting real. Oh, my God. Look, I'm not trying to make light of this, folks. I mean, you know, you got to have some level of humor out here as it relates to all this scary activity that's happening all around us. But, folks, I can reassure you that Russia had nothing to do with this goddamn hack, and that's why Donald Trump said, hey, Hillary, why don't, he actually called on the Russians. He said, maybe the Russians need to find Hillary's missing emails. And he's calling on Russia. See, he's playing their own narrative, for Christ's sake. You understand that? I mean, Russia's still trending on Twitter right now because Donald Trump called on Russia to find Hillary Rotten Clinton's emails. Because remember, it's the DNC that's claiming that Russia hacked the emails, for Christ's sake. It's the DNC claiming this garbage. That's why Trump is calling on Russia to look for Hillary Clinton's 30,000 emails, and right now that's why she tweeted, or actually Paul Manafort tweeted, he must have heard her in a speech or something of that nature, that her emails are now a national security issue. Oh, that's great. So what the hell does that mean? I told you, folks, this woman has got the goddamn whole system by the balls. And that's why she's untouchable, man. All right, she's untouchable. Why do you think that this staffer, all right, I don't want anybody to forget this kid's name, all right? Seth Conrad Rich. Put that in your brain. This man gave his life to the information that is going to be released, and I strongly advise you, independent journalists, put the pieces together and try to bring down the conspiracy that led to this poor young man's death, all right? Because it's all there. All right? It's all there. I mean, it's time for some honesty for a change. You know what I'm saying? It's time for some honesty. And somebody's telling me to do Twitter shout-outs. No, you know what? Shove it up your ass! All right? No one tells me what to do. We're dealing in some serious business, asshole! I'm sitting over here talking about a young man who gave his life for doing the right thing. The right thing. And, of course, you've got these obnoxious little jerk dicks worrying about Twitter shout-outs right now, for Christ's sake, all right? I'm just sitting over here telling everybody the source of the DNC leak, and look at, I got these jerk dicks on the Twitter, and I do Twitter shout-out. Jesus Christ, man. I'm not going to take it. You know what? Screw you, man. You know what? Seth Conrad Rich, all right? Put that in your head. Julian Assange. You understand that? People that do the right thing, they have no reason to do the right thing, but they do the right thing. These are the people that need to be etched in your minds, you freaking soulless pricks. And I mean it, too. I mean it, because let me tell you, before I get to the next issue here, I do want to let everybody know that the next data dump is going to be unbelievable. And that's why all these dumbasses, and look, we've already seen through these emails that the media is complicit. I mean, in conjunction. I mean, it is a wing of propaganda for the Democrats. MSNBC, CNN. Washington Post. That's why they're not trying to cover this too much. But you see, folks, this is the way it is unless we do something about it. I mean, this is why I admire Nigel Farage, all right? One person can do something, man. I mean, he infiltrated the damn bureaucracy. He left private enterprise to infiltrate the bureaucracy, and 20 years and many different assassinations attempts at his life, he was able to do it. He was able to do it, for Christ's sake, man. And that's what we need. That's what Donald Trump is to us. Donald Trump is our Nigel Farage. And he alone, believe it or not, is standing up to this ridiculous system. This ridiculous, bureaucratic, corrupt, rigged system. And that's why you Bernie Sanders supporters, you need to realize that if you're going to do something anti-establishment, go and vote for Donald Trump. Don't vote for Jill Stein. Now look, I wanted to interview Jill Stein. I actually think that, she's actually genuine in her cooped out leftist approach. And I also believe that I could out-debate her and, make her basically not necessarily fully understand a lot of her environmental and a lot of her social justice standpoints. But one thing I do want to say about Jill Stein, since she doesn't want to be interviewed, I don't believe that she is doing this for the presidency. You know what I think she was doing? And look, I tweeted and I took it down because I'm not trying to promote Jill Stein, because I think that a vote for her is a wasted vote. I mean, you're basically keeping in the damn establishment, all right? I'm serious. You're basically keeping in the establishment if you vote for Jill Stein here, all right? But Jill Stein is trying to gain this notoriety. She's trying to ride the whole burn victim movement now. She was there at the protest. She's down there marching. I got to give her credit. I mean, she's 66 years old. I mean, she's an older lady, for Christ's sake. She's out there, marching in that sweaty, disgusting, filthy heat with all those burn victim heathens, for Christ's sake. I got to give her credit. But the thing about Jill Stein is I think that she's trying to make a move at Elizabeth Warren's Massachusetts seat, folks. That's exactly what I think all this is about, all right? I think it's all political. I mean, take a look at her background. She has been trying to become a bureaucrat since 2002. I mean, she has been trying, and I'll give her credit. I mean, I think she's genuine in her approach. I mean, she's been trying to maintain some level of office since 2002 and has failed, all right? So I think that, in my opinion, Jill Stein is doing nothing more than campaigning for herself to overtake or out-liberal this goofy Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren, for Christ's sake, all right? Anyway, folks, let me just get to the crux of the show, and, I'll get to some Twitter shout-outs later. I just want to get through with this because this is serious business, all right? Once again, the leaker, the source of the leaker, once again, you heard it right here, True Capitalist Radio, Seth Conrad Rich, the Democratic staffer, miraculously murdered at 4 in the morning on, I believe it was July 10th, if I'm not mistaken, July 9th, I'm not really sure what it was, but the article that I tweeted on Politics Ghost came out on July 11th of this month, for Christ's sake, and yeah, that's what it is, and it's getting scary, and I hope that you folks understand that. Now, to make things even more scary, folks, all right, and look, I don't understand why they're doing this, but then, it kind of makes sense. Judge grants John Hinckley Jr. his freedom decades after his assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan. Why now? Why now? There's an election going on. Why are they releasing this nutcase right now? John Hinckley Jr., all right, the guy who took a pop shot at Ronald Reagan. Why are they releasing him right now, boy? Well, let me explain something to you about John Hinckley and the Hinckley family, all right? The Hinckley family, folks, were big financial contributors to the Bush campaign as it relates to his political endeavors. And I'm talking about George H.W. Bush. I'm talking about George Bush Sr. Now, folks, I know people forget that there was a contested, there was two contested elections in the Republican Party after the resignation of Richard Nixon. All right, there was the, I believe it was the bid of 78, if I'm not, or excuse me, what was it, the bid of 76, excuse me, I forgot, it's been so goddamn long, man, I don't even want to go back there, but it was the Gerald Ford Reagan dispute, and then when Ronald Reagan was running for president in 79 and 80, he was the overwhelming favorite, much like a Trump situation, all right? Yet Ronald Reagan had to go into the convention, and he was forced to have his competitor, George H.W. Bush, as his goddamn running mate, all right, as the vice president. Now, this was done during the convention. This just goes to show you, folks, the power of the party and the power of the Republican convention, folks. All right? They forced Ronald Reagan to have George H.W. Bush as his vice president. Now, what does this have to do with anything, right? Well, folks, George H.W. Bush, once again, was a benefactor politically and financially from the Hinckley family. They had this cooped-out little kid, 20-something, John Hinckley Jr., probably, experiments at the time of psychotropic drugs, a complete lunatic, miraculously has this ties with the vice president, and John Hinckley, for whatever reason, decides to take a pot shot at Reagan. Now, folks, in my view, and let me tell you, it's not only my view, Roger Stone Jr. wrote a book about this in the, the Bush crime family. I strongly advise you buying that book, reading that book. He goes into explicit detail on events, on where Hinckley was, where the Hinckley family was, so on and so forth. But this was an attempt at trying to assassinate Reagan so that George H.W. Bush could be the president of the United States without any kind of vote, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? So once again, they're going to release this idiot. Now, why are they releasing him during this precarious election time? I have no idea. But do you see how crazy this politics game works? Do you see how dangerous politics is, folks? This isn't a joke, man. I'm not joking around, all right? I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't leave because some trolls, trolled me off the internet the last time. I left because freaking people were coming up to me. I was being followed, for Christ's sake. I had ice cream trucks outside my house in the middle of winter, for Christ's sake. And look, and it was not just the American government. I mean, it was like many different governments. I don't want to get into it. Now that I've, went away some time and there's bigger personalities, there's bigger fish to fry, that's why I'm coming back and doing what I'm doing, all right? But why exactly would they free John Hinckley Jr., the man who assassinated Ronald Reagan, or tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan, who has ties to George H.W. Bush and the Bush crime family? And remember, the Bush crime family didn't attend the RNC convention. They didn't attend the Republican convention. Y'all remember that, boy? The Bush crime family did not attend the Republican convention. So why don't you put two and two together, boy, and pray for Donald Trump's safety? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And lest we forget, folks, the Bush crime family and the Clinton crime family are interwoven. All right, Bush Sr. calls Bill Clinton his son. All right, Bush Jr. calls Bill Clinton his brother. They vacation together. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I mean, I'm giving you the straight political dope, for Christ's sake. I mean, haven't you noticed, folks, that everything that I say within a few days, all of a sudden miraculously happens, or people start saying what I've been saying, or things of that nature, or in the DNC leaks, things were validated that I have always said, for Christ's sake? I'm telling you, that's why I do what I do. I'm giving the straight political dope out here, and I know it may scare some people, and I know the first defense mechanism is, oh, tinfoil hat, and so that's all there is to it. And it really doesn't matter, because to be honest with you, with all due respect, when all this garbage goes down, you people that are out here, I want to hear Radio Graffiti, I want to hear Twitter shout-outs, you're going to be the first ones in a fetal position in a puddle of your own blood and piss because you didn't know what the hell to do, because you were more worried about being a self-absorbed, fat, pimple-faced, Pop-Tart-eating idiot, all right, instead of worrying about taking control of your goddamn life. Anyway, folks, let me get to a couple more subjects, and then I'll get to Radio Graffiti or whatever, all right? We got Pope Francis over here, the Popey. He admits now the world is at war, but it has nothing to do with religion. Oh, come on, Popey, give me a break. I mean, this man needs to be removed as the Pope, folks. I mean, seriously, you Catholics out there, I don't even like Catholicism, but are you that blind to know that this man is not following the Catholic doctrine, for Christ's sake? I mean, he is driving the Catholic doctrine into a completely different scenario that is completely against the thousands of years of teaching that you people have obliged. I mean, where are you Catholics to oppose this particular individual over here, all right? Seriously. This guy is liberalizing the church. He's liberalizing the goddamn church, for Christ's sake, man. Good God, religion has nothing to do with it. One of his priests got beheaded, for Christ's sake. The nuns that were in this Normandy, France church attack were all executed. It was all videotaped. You had these jihadis preaching at the pulpit of this church and videotaping it. I mean, this is complete and utter blasphemy. It's desecration. How can the Pope say it's not about religion? How can this disgusting Pope of heresy, say it's not about goddamn religion? How can he do it, boy? I'll tell you how you can do it the same way these disgusting, soulless bureaucrats can sit here and lie to your face and tell you one thing and then do something completely different when they obtain power, boy. Freaking Pope Francis. This guy makes me sick, man. I hope he chokes on a meatball. All right? Seriously, I mean, the world is at war, but it has nothing to do with religion. Now, shut up! Just shut up! I'm tired of this Pope, man. I'm serious. I thought Ratzinger was bad. You know, I thought Ratzinger was bad over here. I mean, this guy's a freaking nutcase over here. He even has that nutcase look in his eye. You know, that kookster look? You know, that wide-eye look, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ, man. It has nothing to do with religion. How come all these people that commit this terrorism say Allah snack bar? How come they say Allah snack bar? Jesus Christ, man. Wild Yehudis they are. Wild Yehudis they are. Jesus Christ. All right, folks. I want to continue the broadcast because I want to hurry up and get to Radio Graffiti. I know I skipped Twitter shout-outs because I think that the identity of the DNC leaker was more than important than damn Twitter shout-outs, for Christ's sake, all right? And that's all there is to it. And anyway, people that are saying, hey, the show's boring and all that, you're still listening, huh, jerk dick? Huh? So keep sucking and shut up. All right, you stupid moron. Anyway, folks, did you hear Erdogan sends a massive nationwide text in Turkey urging them all for their loyalty, all right? Just imagine, all the people in America, all right, gets a text from Obama saying, you better be loyal. I mean, that's what happened in Turkey today. I'm telling you, folks, and I'm going to continue to say it, Erdogan made the coup on himself. It was quarterbacked by Vladimir Putin, for Christ's sake, and I'm telling you, you wait. You just wait after this damn meeting with Putin in St. Petersburg. You wait for Erdogan and the Turkish military to go right into the Middle East, and the Middle East will greet them as liberators. The Middle East will greet the Turkish as liberators, for Christ's sake. You watch and wait. You watch and wait, boy. All right? You watch and wait. They're going to go right into the damn Middle East, and they're going to overtake it, and they're going to greet them as liberators, all right? And why is Erdogan doing this? Because he is trying to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. He wants to be a freaking sultan. Don't you understand that? And not to mention, he's trying to modernize Islam. That's why after that whole coup, folks, the fake coup they threw on himself, if you take a look at all those Erdogan trends on Twitter, they were praising him. They were praising him like he was a sultan from all over the realms of Islam, from all over the countries of Islam. They were praising this man. I mean, he turned himself into some kind of goddamn Islamic figure all of a sudden. And of course, that's what the whole coup was meant to do. You know, it was meant to make him look like some big badass. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks. Oh, yeah, and I know that people are saying now that Trump asking Russia's assistance for Hillary Clinton's emails is now like, you know, some kind of treason or some kind of criminal matter. Hey, thanks to old Slick Willie, we can now do that with the Russians. Here, let me go ahead and retweet that for all you sons of bitches on the left that want to continue to think that you can outsmart us on the right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, for Christ's sake. Anyway, folks, Erdogan sends massive nationwide text in Turkey urging loyalty because nobody really wants to be loyal to this idiot. But if he has the will of Islam, of the world of Islam, his people are going to be forced to oblige. So there you go, all right? Now, last but not least, folks, did you hear Theresa May now? Oh, the true colors are coming out of Theresa May, boy. That's what I was afraid of. She says the UK should be flexible over Brexit trade with the EU's customs. Oh, man, so she wants to be flexible with the EU, for Christ's sake. I mean, give me a freaking break, all right? Like a classic politician incrementally trying to bring Britannia back to the EU. And let me tell you, Britannia, you need to keep your eyes peeled on this goddamn issue and make sure that you get what you voted for, and that's Brexit. And you better force Theresa May to oblige your vote, because if you don't, she's going to do what she wants. And I'm telling you this right now, Britannia, this doesn't spell very good. This is just an incrementalism. Incrementalism, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm telling you, this is incrementalism, folks. I mean, you folks in Britannia better understand. I don't think Theresa May is down for a complete disconnection of the EU. I think she's going to try to reestablish or try to use this as leverage to renegotiate with the EU so that Britannia can have better, I don't know, a better deal than they did with Cameron or something of that nature, for Christ's sake. I don't know. I mean, I just think that people need to keep their eyes peeled, all right? All right, I'm serious. I think you people need to keep their goddamn eyes peeled as it relates to this, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, man! I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this, man. Britannia, wake up, man! They're trying to bring you back. They're trying to suck you back into the EU, and you can't do it. You can't do it, man. Oh, man. And look, you're goddamn right. Raiden Snake just said, you never asked for Theresa May. You want a general election. You're goddamn right. Britannia should demand one. And let me tell you something. They're going to try to supersede your vote, man. I'm telling you this right now, Britannia. This fight isn't over. It's just begun. It's just begun. So anyway, folks. Let me go ahead and, let me get to some Twitter shout-outs since everybody's crying, bitching, moaning. Oh, I want Twitter shout-outs. Hey, asshole, I just said who was the source of the DNC leak. Some guy who gave his goddamn life for it. You people could care less. Remember, Seth Conrad Rich. Seth Conrad Rich. He's the man that gave his life for the DNC leaks. And remember that when you're reading the next data dump that's going to be released at WikiLeaks.org. That's WikiLeaks.org, for Christ's sake. You goddamn remember it. I mean, what? More beer, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not joking, man. I'm not kidding around. Anyway, folks, for you folks who are unaware how to, get a Twitter shout-out on this broadcast, all you've got to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. Politics Ghost is the Twitter name. And the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Now Live. That's the one to retweet if you want to shout out. True Capitalist Radio Now Live. All right. Hey, do we have any Twitter shout-outs there, engineer? All right. We'll go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right. Who do we got here? We've got, who the hell is this? All right. Teutonic Plague. That's horrible. But we got Exora Hawks in the house. Sergeant Yoda, Green Leader. We got Torzier in the place. Dallas Crash Boys. Oh, that's horrible, man. That's just too soon, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Capitalist Clone. Yeah, real funny ass crack. All right, Czech Capitalist in the house. Ghostama Bin Laden. Oh, yeah, real funny. Shut up. Hans Gubensmitz. We got Karaskin. What's going on at Karaskin? We got Butterfinger Ghost. Oh, shove it up your ass, all right? I got your Butterfinger right here, boy. Anyway, we got Concerned Man, a Tactical Can Assault, Squid Girl for Ghost. Who else do we got going on over here, for Christ's sake? Once again, retweet the tweet, True Capitalist Radio Now Live, boy, all right? Hey, who else we got? We got Texan Turtle Beatdown. Yeah, that was disgusting, man. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to bring that up. We got Godzilla in the house. We've got, I'm not going to say that, for Christ's sake. And what's up with all these plague names? The Islamic Plague? I mean, what the hell is this crap? Enough! Scuff Silver Skull. Scuff Silver Skull. Oh, yeah, okay. Look, don't remind me of that, seriously, man. I mean, I'm still pissed off about that garbage, man. I'm still pissed off. I deserve a major award. I deserve a goddamn major award. Who the hell else do we got? What is this? 73,650 minutes of board. Oh, you son of a... I got your board, asshole! I've got your board right here, boy! If you're bored, why are you listening, boy, huh? What does that say about your pathetically anal life? If you're bored, why in the hell are you listening, you scumbag? Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. Give me that goddamn mic, for Christ's sake. I got your board, boy. Son of a bitch. Telling you, man. I'm telling you, I deserve some respect around here. You know, y'all are going to miss me when I leave again. How about that, huh? Oh! Jesus Christ. Who the hell else do we got going on over here? We got Popeye. We got Lego Fan 421. Drinks with Cosby. That's horrible. Jesus Christ. 1,200 beer cans wasted. Yeah, shut up your ass. I got your beer can, asshole. We got Capitalist Joe in the house. Benzos for ghosts. Look, I'm not going to take any of that psychotropic crap. You know what I'm going to take? You want to know what I'll take? I'll show you what I'm going to take. I'm going to take this right here, boy. Right here. That's what I'm going to take as my medicine, boy. You understand that? I'm not going to sit over here and be some goddamn pillhead like most of America out here. I mean, don't you know that pills destroy your liver, boy? So I look at it like, if you're going to destroy your liver, why not have a enjoying time doing it, for Christ's sake, boy? Anyway, we got Remington in the house. Who else we got here? We got DNC 1 Seth 0. Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh my God! All right, that's it. All right, I can't believe you scumbags. I'm not going to continue this crap. I can't believe you people. Oh my God. I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this, man. Good God. Oh, my God. What a joke. I mean, what a bunch of soulless pricks. What a bunch of soulless pricks! Oh, my God. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. God damn it. I mean, that's just way too soon, asshole. Do you understand that? That's way too soon! All right, I've had about enough of this. For that, I'm gonna have to punish you idiots for that. All right? I have to punish you. You don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? My show is serious business. Do you understand that? I'm listened to by tens of thousands of people throughout the world. And let me tell you, I deserve the respect. All right? I mean, you understand that, boy? I deserve respect. Now you people will listen to me sip on my beer now. How you like that there, fruit bowls? Huh? How do you like that, you blue ball blowing, taint tonguing pieces of anal object aficionado pieces of crap? How do you like a little bit of that? That's right. You're going to have to listen to me drink beer, boy. Drink beer, that's right. How you like that? How you like that? Y'all are bored, huh? Y'all are bored? Well, let's get the hell out. Get out. Get the hell out of here. Are you bored now, boy? Are you bored? Then get out. Get out. I don't want you here. Get out. Get him out. Get him out of here. Jesus Christ, man. Let me tell you something, you scumbags. Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do or how to do it or anything. I'm going to keep drinking my beer. How you like that there, you stupid, silly bastards? All right? Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, you sons of bitches, you all make me goddamn sick. I tell you that right now, man. You guys are a bunch of trans-testicle bathroom turd burglars, if I ever heard any in my goddamn life there, you damn phallic fluffers. Jesus Christ. It's good stuff. More beer! That's right. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm telling you this right now. And let me tell you, you know who's driving me to drink right now? You! It's your fault! You people are making me drink, for Christ's sake. I'm trying to give you serious information. I'm trying to give you serious business, and you people could care less. I mean, I'm trying to give you goddamn substance upon substance upon substance on the goddamn show, and you people could care less. I deserve more respect. Do you understand that? I deserve more respect. I deserve a major award, for Christ's sake. I'm drinking more beer, for Christ's sake. And you see, now I'm getting so upset. My dog's upset now, boy, you piece of crap. Jesus Christ. Let me get some more. Let me drink this. All right. Let me calm my ass down here, folks. I don't know if I should get to even Radio Graffiti. As a matter of fact, I should end the show right now. That's what I feel like doing. Hey, engineer, do you feel like taking the day off a little early here? Hey, it's these idiots here. They're talking garbage. They're not giving me a goddamn respect, nor are they appreciating the substance that I'm giving them, especially on this episode, for Christ's sake, man. So I'm just saying, should I keep doing this or not? All right, I don't know. I guess I will, engineer. All right, look, we'll get to Radio Graffiti, all right? All right, we'll get to Radio Graffiti. For all you folks that are unaware, Radio Graffiti is a part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is give me a call right now. All right, now the new number is 425-390-6146. I know I said 64 yesterday. It's 46. 425-390-6146. All right, when I call on your area code, you have exactly 3 or 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind, for Christ's sake, all right? So let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti right now. All right, who do we got here? 50. Oh, wait, excuse me. I'm sorry. 520 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, why do you hate on Pokemon Go? You could lose like 75 pounds if you tried it, you fat, greasy hambone.
Yeah, shut up. And I'm not a freaking hambone. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
I mean, he's got a base to play with here, but he wants to stay in this game, and he knows the deal. If he loses belt, he's probably coming out.
What the hell is... who gives a crap, man? I mean, you actually waited a freaking 2 hours for that, for Christ's sake? Give me a damn break. Good Lord. How about 646 Radio Graffiti?
Hey, guys, if Ghost doesn't want to play Pokemon Go, leave him alone. He's too fat to get off his wheelchair. Come on.
Yeah, shut up there, you fruit bowl, all right? And I'm not in a damn wheelchair. I don't know why you keep saying this, you know? I mean, I said this one time, and I'm not in a goddamn wheelchair. All right, 484 Radio Graffiti.
Shout to the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name.
Yes, I freaking love on you. Yes. no. Let me tell you something, man. I was never a Bon Jovi fan, all right? So don't splice me with that, all right? I mean, that was like fruit rock. Literally fruit rock. Now, the only reason that gentlemen were probably listening to it at the time was because it probably, got their chicks off and they knew that they were going to get, past third base if they were playing it in the background during a, heavy petting session. You understand? Anyway, who else do we got here? We got area code 469, Radio Graffiti.
All right, we're back on the Young Turks. Obviously, a little bit of commotion here. It's Alex Jones and a guy significantly worse than him entered the stage here. So, for those of you who didn't see it, let me explain what happened. So, we're doing the Young Turks live at the RNC, and we were just getting through a Donald Trump Ted Cruz story when Alex Jones came on the set. In the beginning, it was actually a little bit friendly.
No, I'm not here. No, you know what? I'm not hearing the Young Turks version of what happened. We saw what happened, and that's why, look, I'm not, me and Alex, we got our problems, but I appreciate the fact that this guy, pays his people, and they go out and they get about 3 or 4 or 5 different angles of what happened there so that Young Turks can't frame their own narrative based upon their 2-shot sequence, all right? Anyway, 919, Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not bring back the vibrator, all right? Jesus Christ. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Jesus. Yeah, well, you're too late. Hurry up and cue it up, ass crack. I mean, snap it up. Hurry up. Yeah. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Melting pot of friendship. Melting pot of friendship.
I actually like Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? I actually like Led Zeppelin, man. I actually saw them in concert. I don't want to get into it, man. It was when, I was, I took a day off from conservatism one day, and I wanted to go see them. They're a pretty good band. Anyway, I don't want to get into it because you people don't care anyway. How about area code 808, Radio Graffiti?
There you go, Sir Capitalist here. I was actually hoping to be on your 500th episode to congratulate you, man. It sucks that the trolls freaking ruined it, man.
Hey, I'm sorry. No problem there, Kahuna, man. I really appreciate, you congratulating me, man. You want to stay for the third hour? Well, you know what? I'm not sure if there is going to be a third hour, but you want to stay on?
Yeah, man. I'm not mind hearing, some of the stuff at least.
Also, all right, yeah, but no problem. Thanks a lot there, Kahuna. I appreciate it, man. Who else do we got? We got 818, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, you're not a real man. We all know you drive a Prius and you drink gluten-free beer. You're not a real man.
Oh, yeah? How is that? Why is that?
You drive a Prius. Come on.
I don't drive a goddamn Prius. First of all, asshole, I don't even want to tell you what car I drive, because if I told you what car I drive, you would probably be able to dox me in Austin. I'm telling you, that's the kind of car I drive, all right? Secondly, I don't even hardly drive that car because I walk around out here in Austin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's not even a reason to, I live in the inner city, baby. In the city. I mean, that's where I live, baby. Even though it's turning into a subterranean garbage hole, and I've been thinking about moving to another city in Texas somewhere, I'm not exactly sure. I definitely don't want to, obviously after the Dallas situation, don't want to move there. Don't want to move to Houston, Texas, because, Houston is Houston. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to think about maybe a small town or, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where the hell I'm going to move to, but I'm going to move here. And I'm thinking about doing this here pretty soon. So just FYI, if I happen to, maybe miss a few shows or whatnot, that's what I'm going to be doing, because I'm getting the hell out of here. I mean, I really do not like Austin, Texas anymore, man. It's turned to a wild Jehudi hole. All right, seriously, it's turned into a wild Jehudi hole. Anyway, folks, who else do we got? We got area code 609, Radio Graffiti.
Austin Vibrators.
Now, I know where you got that splice. I know where you got that splice. You got that splice when I said El Rato in reference to Ted Cruz. And that's what everybody should be referring to him as at this point in time. El Rato! Anyway, who else do we got? We've got area code 510, Radio Graffiti.
This is True Narcissist Radio. True Narcissist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of his ego. Give him the respect he thinks he deserves, or give him death.
I like to thank myself. Cheers to myself. As a matter of fact, here, let me pat myself on the back here.
Broadcasting from his reflection in the puddle in Austin, Texas.
It's not my fault. It's your fault for not giving me the respect I deserve. It's your goddamn fault, you son of a bitch.
And now, he'll take it from here. The host who thinks he's the very best that no one ever was. The man they call.
Jesus, shut up! Shut up! Shut up, man! You sorry sack of crap! Is that how you really feel? Is that how you all feel about me, for Christ's sake? Then why do I even come back? Why do I even come back, for Christ's sake? Good God! If that's what you think of me, why do I even come back? Good God, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I'm jaded, for Christ's sake. I mean, I'm depressed! I mean, I can't believe you people. Why am I coming back here if that's what you think of me? Why? Why? Why do I try? Good God. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic, for Christ's sake, you scumbags. Why? I mean, this is what you think of me. Why do I even come back here, for Christ's sake? I mean, I'm shooting pearls at you people. I'm shooting pearls at you people. Good God. 213 Radio Graffiti. Ah, Jesus Christ. We got a Helen Keller deaf mute. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
And my dad's hitting national anthem every year. And last year we ran a video of him. He just passed away a couple months before. It was very emotional for me. And this year, emotional in a different way, to have my sons Dan and Mike, who are sitting down here with me, along with Eddie. And
I mean, you know what? Nobody cares. And, hopefully somebody beats your ass, all right? Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
There's the slip and the throw, and they got him.
Ended up being a nice play by Garcia.
I'll say.
What is this, baseball, for Christ's sake? Oh, man, look, don't start playing baseball. I mean, you're talking about, well, what a pussy whip sport, all right? Seriously, I mean, if I can play it, it's not a sport, all right? Seriously. I can get about, I'm serious, I can get about fucking, 12 or 13 beer drinkers out here. We can make ourselves a baseball game. I mean, that's how stupid it is. All right, we can play for 9 innings and drink and eat hot dogs while we're doing it. I mean, that's how stupid of a sport baseball is, all right? A bunch of overpriced, overplayed, big wannabe jerk dicks. 978 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, engineer, look. You're not the talent, all right? You're the engineer. I'm the talent, all right? I am the
Black man and a white man. He's got
God damn it. You see, engineer, they still remember, man. After all these years, they still remember. God damn you, engineer. Shut up! After all these years, they still remember. Just sit there and shut up! Shut up! God damn it. After all these years, man. Jesus Christ. Who we got? 901 Radio Graffiti. Freaking
what the black
crap.
Gas the race war.
Fuck you, Texas. Fuck you, little fucker. Fuck that fucking loud.
You know, what are we going back to the past now? Is that what we're doing, huh? Is this back to the future here? Huh? Is this what we're doing? Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Booth 073 Radio Graffiti. They still remember it. Goddamn you, Winston here. Goddamn you, Winston here. Goddamn you, Winston here. Goddamn you, Winston here. I mean, I just freaking said that. Enough of those stupid prices. I just freaking said that, man! I just freaking said that! I mean, enough, man! Jesus Christ, man, I hate those splices! I hate them! Give me the mic, give me that stupid mic. I'm only going to take a couple more callers, asshole. And then that's it. I'm done with this. I really am. I'm so done with this crap. I'm done. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
True 911 Radio. True 911 Radio.
Back to back 911.
The bad guys of the Twin Towers. Give him bombs or give him death.
Islamic terrorism.
Broadcasting from his home in beautiful downtown Saudi Arabia. And now he'll take it from here. Your host, the man they call Osama bin Laden.
I'm not even gonna react to that because I think I've had just about enough of this. I'm serious, all right? One more. We can't leave it at this. We can't leave it at this. We can't leave it at this. One more for Christ's sake. Anonymous. We don't have everybody.
There were a couple of the free agents we looked at, and
Jesus Christ, here's this baseball jerk dick. Oh, my God. 248 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. I never got to say the happy 500 episodes and whatnot. I'm at work right now, and I hope you enjoyed those 2 spices I made on Sunday about Donald Trump and your wife.
Just shut up, you fruit bowl. Shut up. Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
How can the engineer take over when you are the engineer? I never understood that because you are the...
Oh, shut up. I'm not the damn engineer. I'm pay the engineer. They think I'm you, engineer. Give me a damn break. Give me a break. All right, 484 Radio Graffiti.
Make the bottle pop, Donald Trump dog, and I'm a buddy till I drop, take my trunk off, and I'ma make the bottle pop, Donald Trump dog, and I'm a Donald Trump dog, and I'm a
Oh, give me a freaking break. Come on, one more. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Nico Ghostini, Radio Graffiti. That's what most of these damn niggers need. They need a good slipknot noose.
Please, master, I won't never try and run away again.
Shut up. No, man. I'm glad that you're dead, you stupid shit-taking nigger.
You know what? That's enough. That's disgusting. You're going to throw me off the air, man. I'm getting the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Twitter, Politics Ghost. All right, is the name to follow. And bookmark my website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. You people don't care. I'm out of here. And, for you people that are trolling me, I hope you get cancer of the cock. I'm out of here. Screw all you people.
I guess the show already ended. Oh.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Huh. Oh, wow. Now that is true rage. He just rage quit. GG, guys. GG. Anyways, decent show. Could say that there's still more of these intro splices that's still going on. It's getting old. I mean, really, guys, stop with the intro splices. They're just, yeah, you can make fun of it, but it's really, really getting old. I mean, like, come on, just do something new for once, at least. I'm just saying, because, yeah, I'm just getting very sick and tired just to hearing some, intro splices and, just some variants, but, it's just start getting old. Oh, well. Anyways, guys, thank you guys once again for watching the stream, or if you're actually listening to this on the YouTube archives, thank you guys for actually listening in through the entire YouTube, because there is no post show, because since, ever he raged, you can thank everyone. At least he did Twitter shoutouts and a bit of Ready Graffiti. Well, decent Ready Graffiti, but oh well. At least that he'll come back tomorrow, hopefully. If not, just make sure to follow him on Twitter at Politics Ghost, or my Twitter at The Royal Network, because I do updates and other sorts. And make sure to tune in to the live streams right here on BN about 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you live in the East Coast, that's about 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. West Coast time. That's Pacific. And if you can't catch it, then, it's going to be all recorded in the archives. But, hey, at least if you might have the chance to, come aboard to the chat room, because chat room is more fun. And fun is everything. That is it for this stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow or on the next TCR broadcast. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys. Y'all take care.